Hi everyone, welcome to my thoughts on Rogue One. This isn't going to be an in-depth analysis of the film. There's already loads of videos out about that who are far more geeky than I am, who can find Easter eggs that I haven't noticed. I basically went along to see whether I enjoyed it or not as a film. As a Star Wars fan, I like the Star Wars films. I'm not overly geeky though. And I enjoyed it, basically. To be honest, if you like Star Wars, you've probably already seen the film, or you're probably going to see the films. If you're just curious, you might go and see the film. So really, I think all these reviews are a bit pointless, really. When you're at school, was there like ever a book or a poem that you liked and then the teacher made you dissect it and find every single tiny little meaning in the story? And then I used to really like this story and now I don't. I've pulled it apart so much trying to find hidden meanings and things that aren't actually there. So I didn't go along to dissect it, analyse it and see what references I could find from the previous films to the films that are set after it. I just went along to enjoy it as a film. And I've seen some people reviewing it, it's like, well, you don't get enough of their background and see why they're friends. And it's like, well, does it matter? Is it important to the storyline if they're friends? I've even seen one review questioning whether they're gay or not. It's like, does it matter? If they'd actually gone into details and looked back on everyone's history, then it would have detracted from the story they're trying to say, and then people would have said, oh, it keeps going off on a tangent, so they couldn't really win, really. It's like, who cares? It's just a film. Enjoy it for what it is. You don't need to rip it apart. You don't need to dissect every little detail in it and see, oh, there's a spaceship here from the cartoon series, or there's a reference here to the episode 4 New Hope, and there's things here. You don't need all that. It's just a nice film. So that's basically how I went along, just to watch it as a nice film, as an enjoyable film. And the people saying, oh, don't tell me how it ends, you know, don't want spoilers. Fact is, you know what's going to happen. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And if you watch my other film reviews, you'll know that I don't like predictable films. This film wasn't predictable because I couldn't guess what happened. I already knew what would happen. And there's a few clues that you can get from A New Hope. For example, at the start of A New Hope, the writing's going up and it tells you it is a period of civil war. Okay, we know that. It says, rebel spacecraft striking from hidden base have won their first victory against the evil Galactic Empire. So we know that in Rogue One there's going to be a war and they have a victory. We know that, okay? Because we're told that already from New Hope. Then, during the film, right at the beginning, Darth Vader is asking this poor guy here, where are the transmissions you intercepted? So obviously we know that at some point during this battle they're going to get the plans for the Death Star and transmit them. We know that, okay? And that's in the film. And then we're told that there is a weakness in the Death Star, and people have been saying this is a plot hole for many, many years. And the reason there's such an obvious weakness in the Death Star is explained. It's not a plot hole at all, and I don't really think that is a spoiler because loads of people were guessing and predicting that this would be explained, that they'll close that plot hole. It was never a plot hole at all. It was always meant to be there. And I don't think that's really spoiling too much because it's kind of obvious. They had to fix it. It's been a complaint since the film came out, so they had to do something about it, and it would have been silly if they didn't. So I'm not gonna go any more in depth into it, basically because I went fairly in depth into my Force Awakens review and almost nobody watched that. So basically I'm just gonna say I liked it. It was an enjoyable film. It's got some funny moments, it's got some serious moments, it doesn't have too many sad moments despite the amount of people that die. And when the credits rolled up, I had a sense of enjoyment and I thought, yes, I like that film, it was a good film, I'm glad I watched it and I was happy I saw it. So that's it basically. I don't really know how well it would work as a standalone film if you didn't have a clue what was going on, like from any of the other Star Wars, but I think it would work, but I can't really speak for that because obviously I've seen all the others. So yeah, that's it really. I enjoyed it. if you want to get completely geeked out and nerdy about everything and look at every single tiny little Easter egg and how every single scene relates to every other thing in the Star Wars universe, then go out onto YouTube, find a video. There's enough of them out there, they're all over the place, and yeah, so that's it. If you like this review, then give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, and click on some other links and stuff, and I'll see you later. Bye.
All the way.
Hi, I forgot to mention, right at the end of the film there's a scene of Darth Vader, and it's worth watching the film just for that one scene alone, so check it out and I'll see you soon.